Hi, this video is more on the personal side, and I want to share with you a little bit about my beginnings and some career advice I would have appreciated back when I started. Of course, that doesn't mean that my old self would have listened to that advice, but maybe, just maybe, it's useful for you. So first, piece of advice would be working a lot on practical projects. I did study a degree, a university degree, a computer engineering degree, back in Barcelona, Spain. Uh, However, what I wouldn't recommend necessarily you actually go through that. But whatever you do, just if you want to get in tech, specifically in the Power Platform, just do a lot of uh, practice, and do a lot of personal projects, side hustles, freelance work, whatever it takes to gain experience on your end, um, and you know, just get in front of the problems and try to solve them. And please do this every time. Document it, even though it's just a one note in the beginning, or some Word documents, doesn't matter. If possible, publish in YouTube, with your own personal blog. Please share your knowledge and your path, your all the struggles you are going through, because that is going to both benefit you in terms of double learning, because when you explain anything, even to yourself, you learn it twice. And also because then you can share that knowledge to other people who may be beneficial, and also your possible employers or people who are going to work with you or maybe hire you will appreciate that you have portfolio of things that you've been working with. It really speaks a lot about a person. Another thing that well, this one I did well, I believe. It's jump around a lot of jobs in the beginning. So in Spain, the degree is 4 years long, and already when I was in the third year, I started working. I recommend you do that. If you are studying, try to work as well. I know it's hard, but it's worth it because you learn a lot of experience that you wouldn't gain in college, in the university, especially in places like Spain. This the way the system works, you don't have exposure to the real world at all. So I highly recommend you do that. Start working as soon as possible. And when you do, don't be afraid of jumping between jobs, different jobs, different industries and companies. Of course, you'll get the advice from other people that will tell you, hey, you need to stick in a job more than 2 3 years. Otherwise, it's going to look very bad in your resume. That's right, but if you're just started, it's okay to try different things. That would look very bad if you have 30 years old and you haven't sticking to a job more than 1 year. Of course, that looks bad. But if you are 22 years old, it's completely okay to be jumping between different jobs and industries because you are trying to find your own path, your own career. It's great if you already know what you want to specialize on or what you want to get really good at. But if you just don't and you just need to find your own place, just try. Don't be afraid of that. And be completely honest when you have to open to that have that conversation with your employer, or when you are having that interview with your new employer. Hey, why did you spend that free time with that former company? Well, I was just trying to find my place and I didn't find it, so here I am. Then on how to get into Microsoft Power Platform, the area where I'm specialized now, where I'm taking all my focus. Well, there is no single path to get to there. Lots of folks come from the Dynamics world, so the CRM. But for example, me myself, I did come from a different background. I come from a web development background, although I jumped in my early years on different jobs as pre-sales, also cybersecurity and different things. Most of the time, I work as a web developer, and I ended up working with SharePoint Online, building intranets and creating SharePoint framework extensions, which is um, things that I would like to touch again, if possible, programming with React. And as soon as I discovered Power Apps and Power Automate, I got hooked into that because you can bring so much value in a short span of time to the business that for me, this is what I wanted to do: create automations, build business processes, help out real people working in real jobs, make their lives easier, and make companies more efficient. I love learning about businesses, and it's really fulfilling seeing how you can actually uh, make a company better just with technology, and of course, listening to people. So there are multiple paths. Some guys come from SharePoint and get into Power Apps. Some guys just jump into Power Apps right away. Other guys come from Dynamics. Whatever is your path, don't worry. What I would recommend is that you spend some time in a multinational, international company or established company, if possible, a consultancy company that does this for a living, where you will get in touch and start working with more senior developers. Why? Because all those best practices, you can watch lots of videos. I try to share this knowledge with you in this YouTube channel as well, but this knowledge is not easy to comprehend by your own. Um, well, now maybe with GPT, Copilot, etc., maybe it's easier than back then, but still, I believe real experience with real developers that will explain to you. You will see real examples of complicated stuff that you won't see out there. I try to show to you real examples of solutions that I built, for instance, but you cannot always share everything because, well, of course, you have NDA clauses. You cannot show exactly what you've developed to a client because it's proprietary, it's IP. So you won't have full exposure to what's actually capable of doing, what you're capable of doing, just on the internet. So it's worth going through the process of gaining the knowledge by working with a company, especially a consultancy or an international company, where international companies actually pretty interesting, not only because you may have people there that already know the craft, but also because they have the budget to hire consultants that are actually good at their job. And that's exactly, for example, when where I got to know Chris Huntingford. If you don't know him, he's a rock star on the Power Platform world. Well, not only getting to know him, but also uh, having exposure to his knowledge, his way of doing things, his team, and other people like Sumit Rai, for example, is a developer from India that I got friends with. You'll, if you don't work in these places, you won't have access to those experiences, and really you're missing a lot. And finally, well, I need to read this to you. Quote I love from Seneca. If a man knows not to which port he sails, no wind is favorable. I don't know. I didn't know how it was in English. Now in Spanish version. Basically, that's that. You need to know what's your path. The sooner you find it, the better. That doesn't mean that you're going to stick with that specific thing forever, but the sooner you get into the weeds with something, get real deep knowledge, well, the sooner you start loving something actually. Because until they tell us that you need to have passion first and then go all in. I believe it's the other way around. You have to get deep into something in order to develop a passion over it, because you can only love what you know. And getting to know something like this, and especially in technology, it takes time, it takes effort, but it pays off both fulfillment, also career path, and money. And that's my, well, 2 cents, what I wanted to share with you. Hope you like this format. Hope it was not boring. Let me know in the comments. I'm just trying new things. Well, let's see if I can help somebody out with this content. Thank you very much, and see you in the next one.